Now, Central Africa has a key role to play in the development of Africa as a continent. In the field of natural resources, oil, renewable energy, the potential is huge at a regional level. CNBC Africa's Wole Famrewa has been speaking to Kola Karim, Chairman, Shoreline Natural Resources, on the emergence of indigenous oil producers.
I think Shoreline Natural Resources focus is trying not only to be local, but being global in Africa, creating an African footprint that rests not only in Nigeria, but that goes across our borders into neighboring countries where the opportunities lie. I think Africa, with Africans, today the global shift of capital is now the game. If you go back 10 years, this industry, this business was the reserve of the global IOCs, international oil companies. And the reason is simple. Oil and gas and natural resource exploration and exploitation is capital intensive. But with the global shift of capital, with the fall of the global economy in decline, the fall of Europe and the economy is in decline. If you typically look at a fund manager sitting in London with $2 billion under management, his returns, putting his capital to work in Europe today is 1–2%. If you look at Africa, deploying that capital into Africa, he's looking at about 7–8–10%. So reality is, where do I deploy my capital? So Africa is,
so that capital is coming
attractive, and that capital is now looking at African indigenous businesses to fund for projects that many years back wouldn't have seen capital following them.
Yeah, so if we look across Africa, where are the opportunities you see for indigenous companies like yourself to explore? Clearly, you're already doing something in Nigeria, so...
Well, Ivory Coast is a very, very, very good go. Gabon is an amazing and excellent country, very small, 1.5 million people with over 250,000 barrels a day production. There's a lot of opportunities to grow here. Equatorial Guinea, Angola. If you look at the footprint of Africa, Ghana, there is a lot of frontier oil that needs to be explored, but it takes the guts as Africans, for us, for our generation, to go out there, raise the required capital, gain the right expertise in trying to make sure we can participate.
Of course, another thing that would enable that is the rules of the game, the terms of engagement, and we're seeing a law in Nigeria being reviewed, the Petroleum Industry Bill. It's taken a while for it to get done, but speak to us about the importance of the local laws favoring, if you like, the indigenous oil companies for this transformation that you're talking about, this investment coming in from the indigenous companies, how important that is for that to happen.
If you look at the history of natural resources, oil and gas as an example on the continent of Africa, from inception in most of the African countries where oil and gas is the mainstay, you will find and you will note most of the production has been done by the global IOCs, which in turn tells you, by history, they were part and parcel of designing the main structure of the oil and gas terrain in those countries. What has happened today is there's a lot more knowledge, there's a lot more know-how, there's a lot more transfer, and more importantly, there's a lot more confidence in African economies, in Africans, in ourselves. And be that as it may, there's a lot of us now who are now biting the bullet, saying, look, this business is not that difficult. This business is capital intensive, and if we can get capital, one, we can also get the technical expertise to support it, put that together. More importantly, as Africans in Africa operating in our continent, it's very important to get the right type of support from our governments in encouraging these businesses. And that is where the PIB, like in Nigeria, is of essence in supporting the growth, local growth of the oil and gas industry.